Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. So today we are going to present about our assignment topic, which is MH17 tragedy, its impact on Malaysia, airline industry and foreign relation with Russia. So for this group, we have 5 members. The members are Putri Saidatuliz Farrahlisa binti Zainal Sidek, Syafiq Syahmi bin Mohd Fadli, Azim Muhammad Ayub Mohamad Irfan bin Ruslan, and Ahmad Afiq bin Zaidi. So, for this introduction, on July 17, 2014, the Malaysian Airlines flight MH17 was shot down, sending shockwave around the world. The airliner was shot down when it was flying from Amsterdam to Kuala Lumpur. This tragedy had killed all 298 people on board. Malaysia Airlines has suffered a number of setbacks as a result of this disaster. In just 4 months, Malaysia Airlines has lost 2 flights. All of the planes that were lost had ties almost 20 nations. The most important question is, does this MH17 tragedy had an effect on foreign relation between Malaysia and Russia? So, I'm going to pass the floor to Putri to explain about the problem statement.
I'm Lisa, so I will continue my part, which is the problem statement. I found a few of conflict that happened after the incident of MH17. So there's a battle involving between 2 countries, which is Ukraine and Russia, and a variety of rebel organizations with frequent swing between distinct realities. And there also involvement of many diverse players with opposite interests in this investigation result added to the ambiguity. Another issue was coordinating action to get the task done on the site. Access to the accident site to remove corpses, material and forensic evidence was one of the most pressing issues from the start of the inquiry. It was evident that MH17 disaster inquiry could only take place if the inquiry independence and neutrality were maintained. Otherwise, the investigation finding would be very certainly be rejected by the parties that concerned. And there are several problems that are common in transboundary crisis and how this issue impact the inquiry into the MH17 incident. Last but not least, the conflict between Russian-backed separatists and European governments troops was raging on the ground in eastern Ukraine, and numerous government military planes has been shut down in recent week, while government air raids were being carried out on rebel-hit territories.
Assalamualaikum, my name is Afiq, and right now I would like to talk about impact in Malaysia Airlines industry after the incident of MH17. As you can see, the financial effect of the two incidents in Malaysia have been going down, and now worse because of MH17, which is the revenue is decreased from Q1 to Q3 in 2014. This is because they are now decreasing in flight schedule because of Malaysia try to cover the cost for the investigation and bring supplies to the family who might get stuck in this kind of unfortunate situations. This kind of financial status almost made the company Malaysia Airlines get shut down, as they are hard to make profit, especially when the stocks become even lower. A few days after the incident, major cancellation of flight have been made because there are now lesser cabin crew wants to work as they get traumatized by the incident, and also the company struggle to pay their wages. This forced the company to create a new business plan to recover from this major incident to keep the company running for the futures. Thank you.
Thank you, Ahmad Afiq. Now I will talk about impact in Malaysia-Russia relation. As we know, if there is an incident between countries, there will be a conflict among them. However, in this situation, the relationship between Malaysia and Russia remains strong. In that incident, of 211 people, European died, which include 193 Dutch people itself, and they get focused because of that. Malaysian will be the main buyer of Russian hardware, where it shows that Malaysia is concerned and have strong willingness. The longevity of this relation depends in Russia's diplomatic strength. In addition, Russia has given the puzzling explanation for the incident. Now, I will pass the floor to Azim.
Assalamualaikum and good evening to sir. My name is Azim and I will continue on the recommendation part. Russia, Ukraine and other Western countries such as United States are having a political disagreement because of MH17. Malaysia, on the other hand, was given less attention to heal from the disasters such as MH370 and MH17 that happened during a short period of time. The news coverage was focused on the blame game between these dominant countries. It is hard for anyone, especially the air investigator, to retrieve any important information needed. As an example, evidence on who shot the plane, how the plane was shot, or what happened exactly to the plane. This is because the crash zone remains in the center of armed conflict that make it hard to even enter the crash site. By the time the investigator arrived, it could have been too late because the most of the part of the plane have been removed, and also the crash site have been heavily contaminated by the forensic team. As there are one thing that could have been done to prevent from this incident happen is a better communication with the pilot. International aviation uses a system to inform the pilots any kind of information. But before this incident happened, the pilot received a message which he cannot understand due to the complexity of the message. He needed a translator in order to understand the message. He decided to ignore the message as he thought there was some error sent by the air control. But turned out it was a warning message not to enter the war space because many airplanes have been shot down before. That's all from me. I will pass the floor to the Irfan for the conclusion. Thank you.
So, the conclusion for this topic is where, based on the content of research and analysis, it had been concluded that MH17 is one of the worst disaster aviation history. The MH17 disaster was caused by an airline colliding with an explosive missile, which was made possible by Russian military in Ukraine. Although Malaysia Airlines suffered numerous losses on MH17 as a result of an unfortunate coincidence caused by the pro-Russian, Malaysia's relationship with Russia is still remain strong till today. That's all from us. Thank you.